Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sunny Pancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulae for many. And this is what we aim to achieve with these sessions that are a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry magnate on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Dr. G. Madhi. A warm welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning. How are you, Sunny?
Good, sir. How are you?
I am very fine.
Dr. Madhi is a multifaceted non-executive director with Techno-Commercial background. He is a versatile and accomplished professional with experience spanning 4 decades in various fields such as business turnaround, strategic planning, administration of multiple plants, global sourcing, manufacturing, integrated management services covering ISO 9001 QMS, ISO 14001 EMS, and ISO 18001 OHSAS, cost optimization, supply chain management, customer relationship management, and a lot more. He is associated with Xphere India Group in the journey from rupees 50 crores turnover to more than rupees 1700 crores over a span of 12 years. He is currently a non-executive director for Endeca Ceramics India Private Limited. So you have handled varied roles and responsibilities throughout your career. What does it take for someone to become so cross-skilled?
Hi, Sunny. Thank you. Thank you very much for the nice introduction. Coming back to your question, in a broad sense, reasonable risk appetite and no fear of failure contributed to this. I worked under various managements, and as you are aware, the management style differs from company to company. However, if I came across an opportunity, I was always quick to accept whether I had the relevant exposure to the new portfolio or not. So learning is always a continuous process, and I always kept learning. Recent one being the independent director and ESG expert. Once you become a jack of all, then there is always an internal pressure that you don't want to be a master of none. So I chose the fields where I wanted to grow further and pursued them seriously. In an industry, once you have a very good cross-functional exposure, it always helps a lot in achieving the objects of the organization.
Which job roles have you liked the most, and which ones have you found the most challenging?
I'm basically a people person who is also good in setting up systems and processes from scratch. So whether it is setting up a totally new team or enabling an existing team to become a high performance team, those are the roles which I like the most. But as I progressed over my career, I had come across certain instances, and I always believed there is always a better method. Setting up systems and processes in a greenfield project is easier. However, trying to do that in a 4 or 5 decades old companies is very difficult, because at each level, people got used to some way of working and they have their own perceptions. They just do not believe you or take you at the face value when you say that there could be a better method for doing this process. They would not be open to new ideas also, most of the times. And change management in those places must start right from the top and not from the bottom up. Presenting to the board in a way they understand And making them realize the benefit potential is a challenging role. And once the board is convinced, making the ideas percolate down the level, down the line, is another challenge. Most of the times, things do not get started at all, looking for perfection. But I always believe that we should start the job once we have all the basic requirements checked out and they are in place. Fix up reasonable milestones, evaluate periodically the performance at milestones, do course corrections so that we are able to reach the goalpost as they say. In my experience over 4 decades, I had gone through this cycle in 4 different organizations and I have always been successful. Out of the 4, like you asked, which one is the challenging, most challenging? Because every job is in a way or other challenging. The most challenging out of the 4, if one particular experience was more challenging. Getting the complete organization, not only the manufacturing plant, but also all the offices across the country certified for IMS, Integrated Management System, which is comprising of ISO 9001 Quality Management System, ISO 14001 Environment Management System, and ISO 18001 OHSAS, Occupational Health and Safety Assessment. Believe me, that was a really challenging job, but then we achieved it.
Kudos to you, sir. What, according to you, consists of good leadership skills?
No, the kudos to the entire team which worked behind. It's not an individual's achievement.
Rightly said, sir. Obviously, it is the team effort, and teams need leaders like you to show them direction and work upon. All right. So what, according to you, consists of good leadership skills?
Honestly, for this question, there are different versions. And each one of them is right in a particular business scenario. Because what is correct in one business scenario may not be correct in another scenario. So there is no hard and fast. This is the leadership quality. It changes. I cannot say whatever I am going to list now is the best. But this worked well in the business scenarios which I had to face, and with appropriate course correction, like I was saying, over a period of time. A good leader should have great vision to envisage future and act well in advance, strategic thinking, and more importantly, ability to inspire the team and enable the team to perform. Willingness to change and being agile to changing business environments. We have seen companies who are like elephants becoming cheetahs. Those agility is the one which are keeping them still alive, and companies are kicking. Those are important. More than all this, right from my early days, I was taught on 5 Ds for a leader to be effective, which I am still practicing. First one being doing. You need to decide what you need to do or what you should not do. Then delegating. Once you decide what is that you are going to do, then there are certain tasks which you need to do yourself, and certain tasks have to be delegated. You can still observe even today's management scenario to many companies. There are many leaders who are not confident of delegating, mainly because of the fear of failure by the next level. In the process, what's happening? They keep spending more or major portion of their time doing the job which could have been delegated. With the result, the job which they only can do becomes pending. Majority of the time, they don't measure what is that being lost by that. And indecisions and delayed decisions, they are always going to cost heavily for the organizations, which they may realize or not. Then design. When it comes, the guru who taught me this, he always said, think every day and design your life. What is that to think? You need to design your life by thinking focus. What new geography can I go? Today I am doing something. Our business is in certain locations. How do I go to the new geography? What new technology can I introduce? What new idea can I use to improve efficiency? What new product can I introduce? And what new business model can I use? And whom I can collaborate with? Because all this cannot be done by you alone. You need to decide that also. And in today's business scenario, what's happening, if you just supply what the customer asks for is not adequate. Things have changed, business environments have changed, and we need to envisage and go beyond what is asked for. As most of the times, the customers, they may not even know that such technology exists elsewhere. For example, we were the first to bring and introduce ceramic digital printing machines in India in 2010.
Yeah.
So it was difficult to explain and convince the customers to buy that machine because each costing 2.5 crore to 3 crore. They had no idea on what this new technology is all about and how this can help them. So they did not know what questions to ask. So whoever is convinced, okay, let me try, willing to take risk, they invested money, but they expected the printer to do wonders. They had no idea what it can do, what are the limitations. So irrespective of multiple discussions, training sessions, it took a lot of time for us to bring down their expectations, make them understand the reality. And it was very difficult for us to make them realize what this printer can do. And this is not some Aladdin's magic lamp, and it has its own limitations. But today, we are very happy that major volume of production in India happens only using this new technology, which was brought by us a decade back. There is not a single reputed manufacturer in India who does not use this technology today. Parallelly, in keeping up with the latest changes in technology, we have also made a lot of new improvements on these printers in the last few years. And whichever limitations which I was explaining, which we had a decade back, those limitations have also been taken care of now, and they are no more restricting them. Coming to next D, it is dropping. It's really a difficult task to do, but you have no options to do if you have to retain your organization's market leadership in terms of products or services. What is it difficult to do? You need to drop non-performing strategies, employees, and products. It's a tricky subject. No one would come along with you to take a decision on this, but if you have to survive in a competitive environment, you need to drop this non-performing one. Last one is deciding. You need to decide, okay, you have decided, yes, let me go ahead with this. Execute the 4 Ds. But then doing, delegating, designing, dropping, all that you have done. But then what is done today is not going to be the same year later, because business scenario circumstances are changing. So you need to keep them evaluated periodically, and the effectiveness, how good are they giving the desired results or not, and then do course corrections. Those things need to be done.
Rightly said. You have been honored with quite a few awards and accolades. Which of them was the most significant achievement for you, and why?
Little difficult to say which one out of them, but I would always choose this one. In 2012, Crores India Ceramics Private Limited, the flagship company of Xphere India Group, was awarded Star SME in Business Today S Bank SME Surveys and Awards. I was the CEO at that time. Not only the top management, but the whole team had contributed to improving the performance metrics of the organization over a period of time, which enabled the organization to get recognized and awarded. I'm very much proud of being part of it.
All right. How do you see the current and future sustainability landscape in your field?
Yeah, it's a little different in my field compared to the other industries. Ceramics industry basically depends on natural resources like clays, minerals, which are mined. And they do not, per se, they do not emit any volatile organic compounds that are harmful for the humans. Almost all companies have also implemented their environment impact plan as part of their ISO 14001 strategy. Investments have also been made on effluent treatment plants, reduction in water consumption, etc. But like you said, going forward, how do we do? What has been done, it's not adequate. What has been done was applicable on a certain scenario. But today with people talking about ESG and all other things. So as part of the ESG plan, they have to start coordinating with their vendors, backward integration, how it's happening, and ensure that those miners also follow the ESG obligations relating to mining operations of clays and minerals. Because the moment you talk about ESG, the mining is a very big subject. So people always feel that, okay, is really things are happening in that mining segment, because that's a little tricky subject. Besides, formal investments plan have also been made for reduction of process wastages, dust collection, water consumption in the manufacturing process. Because water consumption is one such area which is really important in ceramics industry. But once whatever investments we have made, whatever results obtained, if we can do furthermore, that will contribute a lot in environment protection. And again, a lot of research works have already started to modify the composition of printing inks which is being used. Today, they are all solvent soluble. From there, people are trying to convert it to water soluble, which will be environment friendly, so that we can avoid those solvents over a period of time.
All right. So since we are talking about ESG, here's my next question. Since you are now an ESG certified corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Yeah. With my experience in multiple functions across wide gamut of industries, I'm confident of offering value addition to the board in the areas like impact of ESG while doing the business strategy planning, including expansion of markets, expansion of products, shareholder relationship, stakeholder relationship management, operations management, supply chain management, which got disturbed thoroughly post-COVID, corporate governance, management of social and environmental impact. I'll be able to do that.
Okay. What are the most significant changes with technology have you seen in your field during your professional life? Yeah. And what are your thoughts on the changes with the advent of IoT, big data, blockchain, AI, ML, Web 3.0, etc.?
Yeah, on this subject, if we see, I can think of first accessibility. I remember those days where we used to stay late in the office to finish some critical deliverables, as we can access the system only from office. Today, the technology has changed. It's enabled that we can work literally from anywhere at any time we need it. The increase in internet speed and the cloud database and modern virtual desktops, they all made this possible. Data is also more secure now compared to what it used to be. One. Number two, communication portion. As compared to earlier modes of communication, we are all now using Zoom, MS Teams, etc. For the same interview now, I done previously what you used to do, you would have asked me to come to Bombay so that we have it face. Today, I am sitting in Chennai, you are sitting in Bombay, and we are able to do. Like this, majority of the meetings happen where we have multi-locations, multiple plants, multiple offices across India or across the world. So the meetings happen today in real time, and we at any point of time, we also know who are all the participants in the meeting. So many confidential details, information are also being shared, discussed, which was not there earlier. From the coming to specific to my industry, from the traditional way ceramic tiles were produced 15 years back, the industry has come a long way due to technological advancement. It all used to be screen printed tiles sometime back. But today, the most significant game changer was the introduction of ceramic digital inkjet printing machine. That has resulted in the benefits in almost all areas of operation: productivity improvement, waste reduction, faster new product cycle, market launches became possible on a scheduled dates, much smaller economic batch quantities, and sizable reduction in the manufacturing cost, inventory carrying cost. And these are all resulting to bottom line. With the advent of IoT, R&D efforts have already started so that the KMPs get better visibility wherever they are on manufacturing operations. And the early warning systems and alerts, they are also in place when there are undesirable results. We don't want to drop everything onto the KMP's table. Only when things are going, there are certain process parameters. When things are going beyond the parameter, those alerts go so that they are also aware what's happening. So this, for a period of time, will get further developed, this one. I think this technological development is always going to contribute for the betterment.
Rightly said, sir. We are building the global thought leaders community for cross-pollination of knowledge and a community of independent directors for having a better corporate governance in the country. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by WDC team?
Yeah, that's really good one. The Independent Directors Program and ESG Expert Program by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors, it's a fantastic initiative. It helps the aspiring independent or non-executive directors to gain the required knowledge and to get professionally qualified. The course content and methodology, they are all so meticulously prepared. And I am confident many more aspirants will find these initiatives so helpful, and corporate India will certainly reap the benefits through these qualified independent directors. I would like to thank Mr. Sishan Patan, the Group MD, World Development Corporation, and Mr. Heval Mehta, Managing Director of Directors Institute. Actually, my first contact with the Directors Institute was with the Managing Director, Mr. Heval Mehta. Was very helpful in explaining to me the whole process. Therefore, after a lot of help came through wonderful people like Mr. Lavlesh Sharma, Ms. Madhiyazhagan, Ms. Shivani Bahira, and Ms. Shiva Surve. My sincere thanks to all of them. I'm also thankful to our guru, Mr. Sundareshan Jayamurthy, whose sessions were of great help in getting through the whole process. In short, I'm very, very happy and value my association with Directors Institute.
Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire the future leaders. Thank you, Dr. G. Madhi, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. And moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.